Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 3rd January 2023. My name is trsv Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. We have been discussing in this particular vlog haribol trsv nectar about various English proverbs and how true they are by studying various case histories that prove the point that these particular proverbs are indeed true. One of those proverbs is Nemesis strikes even the most wary transgressor. That is, Nemesis, which is also called divine retribution, strikes even the most wary, careful, meticulous, and intelligent criminal. What you do comes back to you with interest, if not today, then tomorrow. In this process, we shall talk about another case history. There is a small town called Malegaon in the state of Maharashtra in India. There is another town called Nashik nearby, and there was one train which was carrying commuters from Malegaon to Nashik. These commuters were sparse in number. Most of them were tired, drowsy, dozing, and they cared two hoots about what was happening around. They were busy with their own little lives, their own little circles, and they were mostly dozing away or nodding away. Suddenly, one of them pulled the chain of the train. The train was midway between Malegaon and Nasik. The train stopped and some guys came down to see what had happened. Actually, they found that somebody from the train had fallen down onto the track of the train or nearby the train, and he was lying still in the tracks. He was still and already dead, as it was quite evident. Someone called the railway police, which came, made the initial inquiries, and then took the corpse in its charge. This corpse belonged to a young man in his late 20s. Nobody seemed to be knowing this particular person. Hence, what happened was the railway police took the corpse to the mortuary where, after initial autopsy, it was declared that this was an accidental death. The body was kept there so that somebody may someday claim it as his or her relatives. Meanwhile, from a small town in Nasik, one lady went to the nearest police station and told the police that her son, Sayyad Rashid, was missing and that nothing was known about him to anyone in that particular area. The police asked her what he did. She had no clue. The only thing she knew was this fellow brought money to keep the kitchen fires burning. The police told her that they will inquire, but there was no chance of this remote village police station calling the railway police to find out if there had been any accidental death. Actually, this body belonged to the same Sayyad Rashid. However, because nobody claimed it and it was already decomposed, the railway police and the local police disposed of this body and forgot about it after recording the complete incident in their books. Nothing happened. There was no whereabout for the Nasik people or this boy's poor mother about his whereabouts. Nobody knew what happened to him or what was his fate. Actually, this guy had already been buried. 3 years passed. Nobody knew what was happening around and nobody cared about this unclaimed unknown body. However, after 3 years, a spate of robberies and chain snatchings happened in that particular area between Malegaon and Nashik in another remote town. This town was probably called Dhaun. Now, Dhaun had no connection with Malegaon or Nasik, and the same was the case with the other two stations. When these spate of robberies and chain snatchings occurred in that particular area, the police got alerted and it began nabbing the culprits. Several were caught in that city or near the railway station. They were brought to the police station and promptly interrogated. While this interrogation was happening, one of the guys told the Dhaun police, which was already baffled, "You have one guy in our gang who has already committed a murder." The police was flummoxed. It could not understand what this was coming to them or from whom. Actually, this particular culprit wanted to save his own skin, so he had divulged this information for the benefit of the police and for himself. The police asked him who it was. They said it was a 21 or 22-year-old young man called Sayyad Anwar, who was probably 19 3 years back when the murder occurred. The police asked this culprit how he knew about him and what exactly had happened. This guy said that this Sayyad Anwar had pushed Sayyad Rashid out of a running train during a scuffle 3 years back. It was the same Sayyad Rashid who was declared dead due to some accident and whose body had already been buried, and nothing was known about him to the Nasik or the Malegaon police. The police in Dhaun got alerted and it nabbed this Sayyad Anwar, who was already arrested and who was waiting interrogation. After sustained interrogation, Sayyad Anwar told them that Sayyad Rashid was his senior in this robbery profession and he was actually his own mentor in the profession. But that fellow, Sayyad Rashid, who was several years older than Sayyad Anwar, got greedy and he was trying to take the lion's share of the loot. In the milieu that followed, Sayyad Anwar pushed him out of the train and then he himself pulled the chain just to create commotion and in that commotion find out and make sure that Sayyad Rashid was indeed dead. At that time, Sayyad Anwar vanished without a trace, but Nemesis was after him. God was the witness of his crime, and God decided to have him nabbed for this murder. Sayyad Anwar was arrested, tried, and sentenced to life without parole. This shows that Nemesis or divine attribution strikes even the most careful and meticulous criminal. Had this arrest in the 3 years not happened because of spate of robberies, probably Sayyad Anwar would never have been caught for the murder of Sayyad Rashid 3 years back. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular matter. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of my other videos. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.